Welcome to my channel, to everyone who's new here, and of course to those of you who are back again. Great to have you here. In this video we will take a look together at possible scenarios for the price development of Render, ONDO, SUI and HBAR. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. And if you also want to trade with cheap taker fees, then I can recommend you the crypto exchange mexc, which has a similar trading volume to Bitget, Bybit and OKX. But as you can see, the taker fees are far much lower than on the other top crypto exchanges, and on top of that you can get an additional 20% discount with my referral link, which you can find in the video description. And 100 pairs, 0 fees just on mexc. And here you can see some altcoins which you can trade without any fees on mexc. So let's begin with Render. We have said about Render that this could be a double top pattern, which showed some weakness here already with the candle close lower than this, but the retest failed. Here we got the candle breaks, the retest and a consolidation. In that area I went short in that consolidation area, and I have drew this trend line here, which has 3 touch points, and here also the fourth one. This broke to the upside, and here was the last sign to get out of the trade. Even though we got back into that white trend line, could have even got into profits, but I took the loss because I saw another opportunity, because this can be a double bottom pattern which broke to the upside, which got its retest, which got its follow through. So the target of that double bottom pattern is going to be the $5.58. But for sure we have here resistance over us. Those tops here, they are going to get us some resistance. This is the price mark of $5.51. If we break it to the upside, then I think the $5.75 is going to get interesting, because for that we have to go into the 4-hour chart to see what happened in the past. So can we even see it? I have to zoom in. So in that area you can see here we got rejected twice. Here we got the breakout and the retest and then the follow through. We also got here rejected. So what happened here is we broke to the downside, we retested it, broke to the upside, got support, broke to the downside again, retested, broke to the upside, support several times, breakdown. So this resistance area is going to get very interesting for Render. And we also had here from the past a double bottom pattern which broke to the upside. I was personally thinking that we get here a bigger pullback and afterwards get into that target even far more higher. But it looks like that we slowly get into that area. The target of the double bottom pattern from the past is the $5.87, but the $5.75 I have showed you, it's important resistance where we should bounce, where we have some, where I would say it is dangerous, because anytime there we can also sell off a lot, and I don't want to be in a long trade if we sell off. So let's move on to ONDO. Similar trading setup as Render. We have set here double top pattern which got its retest here, but I didn't went into that trade because I have seen here, but we have to go into the 50 minutes chart. I have seen here a trend line which broke to the upside while we had the retest, and there I was very careful and I looked again if that trend line was maybe too sharp or something, or if we get a follow through. We got the follow through, so I didn't even touch the short trade. I waited even a bit longer to sell off again. So ONDO wasn't short to me, instead it was long. We have to go into the 1 hour chart, and then you can see we have here a double bottom pattern which broke to the upside, which got its retest. This is the breakout, this is the retest, and this is the follow through. Yeah, it happened much faster than you can think. So we have to go into the 50 minutes chart, breakout candle, retest, follow through. So ONDO is long to me into the price mark of $1.10, and that's what I have also told you before. I have also told you that if the $1.05 breaks to the upside, that's what I have said yesterday, we broke it to the upside and we also got the retest. Here's the breakout, here's the retest, and now we have to see if we get a follow through. If we get another follow through, then we can get into the circle area, $1.10 to $1.12. This is the top area here, from the tops here. If we get there, then I would say it is not bullish. It looks even more bearish. Yeah, we really have to break it to the upside, get a retest, and get afterwards a follow through. Then I would say ONDO has much more space to the upside. Yeah, let me take this one out first. But if we don't break it to the upside, then this can just be a bigger triple top pattern which breaks to the downside afterwards, and then we get a huge pullback for ONDO. So keep that price marks in mind. I will also put here one. So the $1.10 have to break to be bullish for ONDO. So what about SUI? So we have set here white trend line, which is very interesting because it has many touch points. Broke to the downside, it got the retest and a follow through. And we also broke the orange trend line to the downside. But also here, we have also said this trend line can even move to the downside, because I didn't take the lowest candles. It was somewhere in the middle, where I've said here, okay, I would still keep that, but keep in mind this trend line can move to the downside into those lows from here. And what happened there, we got support, so it wasn't perfect for me, but I even didn't take the trade because it was too weird for me. That consolidation here wasn't a perfect retest in my view, so I knew already that my trend line is a bit broken, it's not good at all, so I better take my fingers out of SUI. Instead, we broke here the $4 to the upside, and it looks like that we are heading to $4.20. Here I would also be careful, because we can take now those lows here. It looks good now to me, because we have 3 touch points and more. Here we have many touch points. I just counted as one big touch point. Here we got 1 touch point, and here we got 3 touch points, which I also count as 1 big touch point. So 3 big touch points looks good to me. If we break it then to the downside, $3.80, then this here can be a triple top pattern which breaks to the downside. And that wouldn't be good. We can expect lower price than for SUI. But like I said, let's wait for the $3.81 for SUI first, breaking to the downside. For now, it looks to me good. $4.20. But if we take the $4.30 to the upside, we can fill the fair value gaps even up to $4.38. I will also put you here a circle for the fair value gap. So, what about HBAR? HBAR did what I have assumed yesterday. So we have said that HBAR isn't tradable at all unless we break the 20 cents to the downside. Then it would look negative for HBAR. What I have also said is that this white trend line here, it is not tradable because it is too sharp. It's just an indication. It should symbolize us a trend reversal where we can say if we break it to the downside, then we have to be a bit more careful, but the 20 cents were my trigger mark. In the end of the day, I've said we had here a half head and shoulders formatation. Yeah, we were yesterday somewhere here. If that white trend line breaks to the downside, we should meet the 20 cents. And if we get a bounce here, then we can get even a head and shoulders formatation. And I've also put you here the price target of that head and shoulders formatation. It's the 18 cents. But the head and shoulders formatation just gets activated if we sell off soon. Yeah, we can even get a bit more up to 22.06 cents. That's not a big deal. But we have to break afterwards the 20 cents to the downside. If we do, with a nice retest and a follow through, then we can get to 18 cents in my view, where we also have our best support for HBAR. If we now take, I don't even want to take the tops here, but if we take out the tops here, means we get even up a bit more, then it would be still the double top pattern. To invalidate all the bearish patterns which are possible to form, we have to take out the tops here. But afterwards it just can be a rising wedge. Yeah, it's just to symbolize to something here. This can be a rising wedge afterwards. So basically it looks like that we are slowly topping out for most altcoins. We are forming more and more bearish patterns. For sure, they break to the downside, they get its retest, and the retest fails afterwards, and we get another push to the upside. But afterwards, we just form another bearish pattern. Should I be bullish for the altcoins and for Bitcoin? I can say I expect another top. It looks like it. Yeah, for some altcoins, it doesn't look like it. But for example, Solana is pushing to the upside. XRP is pushing to the upside. Dogecoin is pushing to the upside. Yeah, it has even a bullish pattern. Ethereum as well. So those coins still have some potential to the upside, which isn't a lot anymore. I think it's between 5 to 10% maximum. But as you can see, the gains were already made. Yeah, we can take from the low to the top, and you can see 84% price movement to the upside. I can show you that with that here. We got here a push to the upside of 42%, and afterwards we got a correction of 15%. Then we can say, okay, from the push from, let's take this one here afterwards, to the top we got another 30%. So the first one, let's say, was 45%. This push is now 30%. Afterwards, we got a correction of 15%. And the push now is 35%. And if we just take a 15% correction, which we had in the two cases before, from up here, then we can say here, the area of 19 cents is going to get interesting. But the correction of 15% doesn't have to happen. We can also get a 20%, 25% correction especially for the altcoins. So thank you for watching, and I hope that I gave you some valuable information of my trading setup. We see each other tomorrow.